I want to get to the Lakers, and then I'll give you my ranking. So Lakers, they acquired DeAndre Ayton, and they acquired this guy from the Kings that I'm gonna be honest, I never heard of. I heard some good things. He could shoot. He's a good team defender, which is great. We signed him on a team friendly deal. We let go of Dorian Finney-Smith. I will say this. I didn't like that we let go of Dorian Finney-Smith, but it did clear up cap space for us to acquire Aiton and that guy from the Spurs. So I'm not too mad at that. My only problem is that Aiton is his motor is a question. I'm not questioning his talent because he is talented, obviously, being the number one pick. I think he made the All-Star team one year. He was really good with Chris Paul. It's just his motor, and I don't know if he's always going to be locked in at times. That's my question with DeAndre Ayton. And the other guy, he seems like somebody that in JJ's system with Luka, I believe he'll be a good fit for us. But DeAndre Ayton is a huge question mark. And re-signing Jackson Hayes, I didn't like that at all because I don't think Jackson Hayes is all that good. Even he's going to be the backup big, but towards the end of the season and then the playoffs, I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like how he played. He was god awful.
Was he hurt?
Nah, he wasn't hurt all that much. He wasn't hurt all that much. I think he did have, he was out for a little bit. I do remember that. But for the most part, when he came back, he was fine. He just wasn't good. Wasn't good. I remember there was maybe a 10 to 15 game stretch where he was doing a really good job of finishing around the rim. He was defending well. This was during maybe February and maybe around March. This was around the time we got rid of AD. When we traded AD away, and Luke took him about a week, and then he finally got there. I do recall that around the time AD was out for an extended amount of time, then we eventually traded him, and then Luka was out for like a week. Jackson Hayes was playing really good basketball for us, and then all of a sudden, just we get to late March, April playoffs, he got exposed. He was a liability on the floor. He couldn't shoot. He fouls too much. Got exposed. And I'm just not a fan of Jackson Hayes. I just wish there was a better option. I would have loved to have, I'll take old ass Al Horford over Jackson Hayes. I'm so serious because Jackson Hayes, he's just, I don't know, his IQ is just not right. And JJ Redick, he seems like he's going to blow a fuse every time Jackson Hayes is on the court. And now you have DeAndre Ayton. Oh, my gosh. You have those two dudes you got to rely on. Come on, man. At least have one smart player on the court. At least have somebody that has a high IQ, that understands what the coach wants. And we don't have that. We don't have that with DeAndre and Hayes. So I'm not too big of a fan. I like DeAndre Ayton's ability, but will he have the intangibles to be a decent center for what the Lakers need him to be? I don't know.
My thing is, like, it's like you said, the motor. Like, I don't like guys that have effort concerns because you can't teach effort. And there's a lot of times I've seen that man just disengage. He had chances to get offensive rebound. He just stood there. I'm just like, what are you doing? Go attack the glass. And the fact he said he has poor attitude and stuff like that. But you could attribute that to being on the Trailblazers. But I feel like how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you getting pissy on the bench and start being late for practices and stuff, who's to say it won't happen just because you went to another team? So I don't know. And for the Lakers as a whole, I'm sorry. I don't think this team is going to go very far when your primary on-ball defenders is
LeBron James.
LeBron, 41-year-old LeBron James, your best defender on the starting lineup, and you got Luka and Austin Reeves on the court at the same time trying to guard the. Like, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. You're right. You're right about that. That's why we need to make a trade. And Pat Riley His old ass needs to. Somebody need to check on Pat Riley because I don't know what type of drugs he's smoking right now. Thinking that we're gonna give him Dalton Connect, Roy, and a first round
Oh,
pick
for
for
Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins. Everybody and their mama know Andrew Wiggins. He's not worth no first round pick, and he damn sure ain't worth Dalton Connect and Roy. That's ridiculous. With the contract that he's making, we're helping him out by freeing up money on his books. Why would we give him all that to get a guy back that's making all that money and is 30 years old? Stop it. That's ridiculous. If I'm the
Dang, Andrew
Lakers,
Wiggins is 30.
yeah, he's
Who's
30. He's
old?
30. Yeah, he's 30. I mean, that's not in basketball terms nowadays, that's not too bad, but he's 30 years old
All right,
and
but like
he's making all that money in this CBA for the quality player
it's
he is.
strict. It's strict. Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it to give up all that. And people on Twitter, like, they really don't understand. They don't know basketball at all. They're saying, man, I would just do the deal in a heartbeat and just let it be. Like, no,
And that's
are
why
you
they're not
dumb?
GMs.
Exactly. Because say what you want about Dalton Connect. He showed some signs of a really good player for us during the season. I remember he scored maybe 35, 36 points in a regular season game. I forget what team it was, but he was getting quality minutes and he was lighting up the opposing team. He was shooting the ball very effectively. The only reason he couldn't really get on the floor is because of his defense. And his size, his athleticism, he has a 40-inch vertical. I think Dalton Connect has the capabilities of being a decent defender, of being a plus defender. He was just young. He's young, first year in the league. It's not going to be easy for him. You don't give up on a guy for Andrew Wiggins. You don't just trade a guy like that for Andrew Wiggins. That's stupid. That's a bad trade if you're the Lakers. 17 pick in the draft. When we drafted him, everybody and their mama said, "Oh my God, that's a steal. He should have went earlier for a reason." Yeah, he's 24 years old, but he's still on a rookie contract. You don't just trade somebody with that much potential on a rookie contract for a guy making 30 million a year. That's dumb. Who's 30 years old? That's dumb. You don't do that. Roy Hashimura, on
Yeah.
the other hand, I think he's expendable because we already have enough offense where we can pretty much cover up whatever Roy gave us offensively. We need somebody, a 3-and-D guy, knock down threes that can defend on the perimeter. Andrew Wiggins fits the bill, but Pat Riley wants to be stingy. So
Yeah.
the only other guy I could think of off the top of my head is Herb Jones, but we would have to give up probably Austin Reeves for Herb Jones and
Absolutely.
maybe a first round pick. So the only way I would give up Dalton Connect is if we're getting back a young player in return, a really good young player like a Herb Jones. That's the only way I could see us giving up Dalton Connect. Other than that, I'm not trading Dalton Connect because he's a valuable piece from a financial perspective and a potential perspective. He could be very valuable for this team going forward. That's just people just are dumb, man. They're just dumb.